Put your hand through there or your finger and kind of roll back and pull tension as you keep on going. So then once I got that out, I'll flip it back over. Out on the trap line again today. Got us another beaver that we're going to get worked up here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to brush them out a little bit here, just with a fur brush. Just kind of get all this debris out and help it dry out too, and make it look more presentable there when we stretch it, and not make us work so hard in the back end of things. This sucker was caught in a drowning set. He actually got double caught. And when we start skinning him, we'll show you. He got back foot in one trap and front foot in one trap. And it got him good. Now that we got them brushed out, first thing we're going to do is go ahead and remove the legs and the tail. And so with the legs, you can see here, you can lift up, and just behind that heel right there, you can find that tendon and see how it kind of just breaks it loose there. Then just go around the whole circumference of it. Once you do that, you'll take it, just give it a little twist, and you'll go back in and just cut the rest of that tendon that's holding it. There's one. We'll do the same thing with this one. Lift up on that heel. Then on the front ones, let's see if we get them over here where you guys can see. You can kind of feel on the back side here of the wrist where it bends. You just want to go right there at that bend, and you can feel it give once you do it. Then just go around the circumference of it. Just cut it right in half. Again. Little twist. Get that off. Then the tail, we're just going to come right here at the base of it and cut straight through till we hit bone. Then go over here on this other side, straight through till we hit bone. Turn them over. Let's see, can you see that? Straight through till you hit bone. Then just give it a twist. Then just cut the remaining tendon there. Got the tail off. Alright, now he's ready for the real work. I'm going to go in here first with just like a zip style blade at the base of the tail. I may have to just cut through that fat right there to get it started. Just a little indentation there. Right through here to the other side. Alright, and once you get there, just go back up. Zip them straight up. Once you got them zipped up here to the chin, just going to take your knife, finish it up right there and split the gum. Then I'll usually go ahead and just start going down just a little bit here to get them started. Then from there you can take that regular knife and use it, but I like using a rounded knife sometimes too, especially on critters that's difficult to skin. And so just kind of start pulling to one side, lay it down in there. You just keep doing this, working all the way down. Then once I do get up here to the jaw, I take a sharp razor knife. Let's see, I'll try to get this in the frame where you guys can see it. Just work slowly there, and I'm going to go just a little bit slower on him and not causes such a hassle in the fleshing job. We'll switch over here to this other side. Like I said, up here at the gums, go back to the razor here. A lot of times when I'm using a razor like this, I'll put my finger on the spine of the knife just to give me a little bit more control over it. I'm just kind of doing my wrist like this right here. Right here's the nose cartilage. Just kind of come real easy through that. And sometimes in these sensitive areas, I just like to just touch the razor to it and just put in a little pressure. Well, you don't cut too much. Then I like to kind of pull up on it and roll my hands and then just touch. You can see right here is the eye. So see if we can't get that in a good frame for you. Maybe. Just go in there and gently make sure you don't cut that duck anymore. Alright. Then I'll just go back to rolling again and just touching. Here's this other eye. You can see I got a little bit of meat there, so I'll just kind of come back this way to touch it up to get out of there. Alright, and from there, if I'm going to skin it out from the head back, I'll just kind of turn it over like this. This might be better if I turn it this way. And then I'll keep pulling pressure back, and then just go along and touch. You can see that I'm starting to get to the ear cartilage. I'll just cut straight down through that and make sure and get it and not gap it. Then I'll go over here and do the same thing. And just go back to touching. From there, I'll flip them back over until I get through the legs here. And let's see, I'll try to get that in the frame. Basically, I just kind of pull it tight and slice up here. That way I'm not getting a bunch of that fat and other meat and stuff with it until I can just pop it through. Then you give it another little slice there. Then make sure I get the other end. That way I don't gap it. Then I can just use that to kind of put my finger in, pull tension. And just continue rolling. Then while I'm here, I'll go ahead and spin it around and take this leg on out as well. Same thing with the back leg. I'll cut until I can pop it out, and then just help it on out a little bit. You can even come to this side. You can put your hand through there or your finger and kind of roll back and pull tension as you keep on going. So then once I got that out, I'll flip it back over. Over at that side. And I'll just keep tension pulled. And then just like it was, just run by and touch. Just keep pulling tension, touch. as you get back here to the tail where it's real fat, just take your time, short strokes with the wrist, not applying any pressure, just letting the knife do the work. That way you don't get overzealous and gap through the fur. Keep that tension pulled, it really helps. Alright, then from here, we'll roll this back over. Flip it over, come back to it. And guys, it takes some practice to get good at this. I bet you the first 50 beavers I done, I gapped every single one of them. And I would say the first 10 of them I absolutely butchered beyond repair. So don't get discouraged. Just keep grinding at it. And practice makes perfect. Most important thing is just to be out doing something you like that helps further conservation and makes you happy. That's the most important thing. Like I said, just keep rolling this in, put your fingers in a little deeper, just make sure that you're going real slow and not cutting them. Then once you got that opening, you can stick your fingers in, roll it back to press some tension. And then do yourself some favors when it comes to flesh, and you won't have so much to flesh because you've done a little neater skinning job. So it's through there, so we'll get it through the back now. See, probably can't see that. We'll get a little closer on this side. Just roll that back, start touching. And it does get easier, I promise. Beavers used to be my absolute least favorite to mess with and skin and even trap. But now they're probably one of my favorite. So we'll just put it back over there once we get it out, and then as you can see here, we'll just keep tension, keep touching. Once you get it over that, just keep rolling, touching, working your way up. Pull tension, touch. And usually you kind of see you get a little more meat here around the legs, especially kind of the armpit area. It's kind of hard to get a good one there. So pay attention to that when you're fleshing. Make sure you get all that off. And if you do not such a great fleshing job, make sure and stretch and salt that sucker and scrape it and salt it again until it's good to go. Alright. There you have it. One skinned out beaver. Cut this castor gland out of these beavers now to make your own lure. And we're going to make some lure real quick, and we're going to show you how to get the wool sacks out of it as well. So I usually just start by just cutting the whole sack off here. And then I'll break it down from there. And so right here on each side you can kind of see is the wool sacks. And so I'll just kind of cut straight away, straight down from them. And then once I get them separated there, I'll just kind of use my finger and pull that membrane back. So there's one. See, like I said, just cut straight down into that membrane. Then pull it right apart. Then for the castor, I've already got it started cutting, so you can see there is the castor, so I'll just grab a hold of that and just pull that straight off, pull the membrane off. Then once I get to the end there, see, I'll just pull, cut across, and that gets pitched, and then there's your castor and your old sacks. We're going to make some more castor lure here. And so we've got 2 wool sacks and the castor gland from that beaver. So just like before, I'm going to take this castor gland, just cut it into small pieces, throw it in a blender. That other blender was a hunk of junk, and so we got rid of it and I went and picked up another one. If this one don't work, I'm just going to have to resort to going in there, stealing my wife's ninja out of the kitchen. Because we ain't playing them reindeer games today. That's a fact. This one's got a pretty good amount of caster in it. In these oil sacks, we're just going to pierce down. Okay. Got to start running out and just squeeze them in there. Alright, it's time. I've never done this before. I'm going to try it, so I'm just going to, after I pierce them open, I'm just going to throw the whole thing in there and let them get blended up. Then we're going to hit it with some sodium benzoate to keep it from breaking down. It's going to be stored in glass mason jars so we don't bacteria start growing, swell and bust the jars. And also that helps it kind of form a little bit of a paste with this glycerin. Gonna pour some of that glycerin in, just kind of eyeball it. So be good there. And then little secret ingredient that I've seen on a forum, little ground nutmeg. Little ground cinnamon. Alright. Now I'll see if this one's better than that other one. Hey, something's still solid in there, but it done a heck of a lot better job than that other one. Now I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to throw this back in here and blend it together. That way we get all kind of one consistency, and it mixes this other that we made the other day with this fresh. Keep it fresh. Well, she's a smoking too, but done a lot better. Probably next time I'll try to do a little better job of getting all that membrane out, because I think that's what gets around the blade and gets it all gunked up. But that done a lot better. Just for good measure, a little more sodium benzoate. Benzoate, rather. Talk right. A little shake. Alright. Ready to go. I'm just going to start somewhere in the middle with my dull side, start fleshing down. And then once I get to the problematic and the gritty areas, I'll switch over to the sharp side. So we'll kind of get to it here. Alright guys, got her fleshed there, as you can see. We're going to salt it and stretch it. We're about to stretch and salt this beaver. Got it on the beaver stick here, the story stick. As you can see, oh maybe you can't see, maybe I fix that. Right there, it's a large. About like the other ones. So we've been catching some pretty good sized beaver this year. Alright, so this is large, so like again, double XL, XL, and then your large, medium, small, so on and so forth. So this is going to be third one in. So we're just going to start from down this end. We're going to turn it around here and get this right set up. So 1, 2, 3. And we're going to tack it down right there. We can go down here to this other end. And it's already lined up there for us, the third one. Tack it in. And we're just going to go out here to the 4 corners. So here's 1, 2, 3. So we'll bring it out to right here. About this side. 1, 2, 3. So we'll bring it out to right here. kind of start working our way around. And I like this method better anyways. Not quite with these specific nails anyways, because it puts a little bigger hole in the fur than I want. But I can raise the fur up and have air go up and under it and help it dry. As you can see, get a little overzealous. Popped it out over there. Trying to stretch a little too much. Try to bite it a little bit more so we don't worry about it. Isn't it going to be quite perfect? I think it might have been just a touch smaller than a large. That old Beaver story stick lied to us, huh? But we'll still get the semi-oval shape anyways. probably okay with that. What I'll do is I'll pull these up like this. That way, let some air flow. Up and under it. And it also will take off some of the tension of the stretching. Kind of like that. It's not, as you can see, I mean it's ovalish, but I'd like for these to be out a little bit more, but I think it's just a little bit small for what for all that. So we'll go ahead and salt it up now. Remember, like I said, up here where it's a little fleshy, pay close attention. Welcome back. This is a salted and stretched beaver that we done there a couple days ago, and so we're going to come out today. We're going to scrape it off and then resalt it again just to make sure all that moisture's out of there. So we're just going to show you the guys that process real quick. I just got a scraping blade right here. You can pick these up from your local trapping shops. So basically all you're going to do is you're going to take, I don't know if you can see that or not, but the razor part there, or the sharpened edge, and it's going to start on the beaver and come straight down. You want to make sure that when you're doing the edges like this, that you're going off of it and not against it or down it like that, because you good possibility that you'll cut it. And also the same thing applies around the legs. All this does is it removes that layer of salt, any dried fat or anything that's still oily. You can see some oil spots here. That's going to need another layer of salt, and so it just removes that. And this is a good way to come back if you kind of did not such a great fleshing job. It'll really help you out. Most of this looks pretty good. There's a few spots right around the edges that we didn't do such a great job on. That's going to need some more salt. Alright, so there's one done. We're going to do the other one real quick, and then we'll be back with you. Alright, we're going to salt this beaver hide now. This is the second salting, and as you can see, not a lot of place needed it. A lot of it's kind of pretty dry and scraped and preserved. But right around here, anywhere that you see oily spots coming through, that's where you want to put more salt. So we're not going to use as much as we did last time. We're just going to hit the areas that got a little oil on it. And this one thing should do both of these, versus the first time I think we used 2 cans per beaver. Do it there. We're just going to give it a nice little pat. Get it into those oily spots so that salt will stick. Alright. That's all there is to it. We hope you guys enjoyed that as much as we did. This is how we live our lives, practicing conservation while strengthening our faith and enjoying God's creation with our family and friends. If you want to learn more about conservation and have fun while you're doing it, make sure that you stay tuned with us and check out this video here.